Well, it seems like the theme for this channel this week has been politics because of the midterms. And I thought, what better way to end the week than talk about Trump making this announcement Tuesday, primetime, 9 p.m. from Mar-a-Lago, that he will be running in 2024. Now, I've got two articles here for you. By the way, happy Veterans Day, so a shout out to our veterans watching this thing we call the Cultural Confederacy. If you're a veteran, let me know in the comment section below. You like the video, you know what to do. Thank you for your support. But I've got an article here at Politico, one at Vanity Fair. Now wait till you see the headline of Vanity Fair. You want to talk about bottom-of-the-barrel journalism, as though Vanity Fair is the go-to source for news, information, all things political. Vanity Fair needs to stick with what they're best at, which is talking about lipstick, fashion, and Hollywood. But it is dumb Trump season out there. But I know what's going on. People are scared. They are scared that Trump's going to run again in 2024. And I keep beating this drum that he needs to bring all his supporters with him, make this announcement, go third party. That's what Trump needs to do. So this is a story at the Politico by Meredith McGraw. Trump plows forward, GOP critics be damned, came out yesterday the 10th. Former President Donald Trump plans to go ahead with announcing another White House run during prime time next Tuesday, despite pleas from top party officials and informal aides to hold off. Though he is prone to change his mind, Trump, officials say, has been unpersuaded by arguments that he should hold off on making an announcement until after the mid-December runoff election in Georgia. Because as you know, there's this really tight race between Warnock and Walker. Rather than being chastened by GOP criticism of the role he played in the Republican Party's lackluster midterm elections, everybody was expecting a red wave. Turned out it was just a couple of drops, not even a trickle. He has cast blame elsewhere and taken swipes at a potential rival, Ron DeSantis. But I know what Trump's doing. This is classic Trump. You know Trump. When he goes into hiding, he always plans something. When he comes out, it's in grand faction. It's always something more than what he's got planned. Now, he is confident he will emerge intact from this moment, one advisor said. Trump views the current situation as reminiscent of 2015 and 2016, when the doubts about his political potency were pervasive, including within his party. Quoted at their own peril, the advisor said one of the critics piling on Trump, "Bring it on." Trump's team announced he will hold a special announcement at 9 p.m. next Tuesday at Mar-a-Lago. It's going to be a very big announcement. That's what Trump's calling it. Very big announcement. Trump spent Thursday at rain-soaked Mar-a-Lago fuming about the midterm election results and what he and his advisors saw as an unfair blame for the lack of a red wave. Aides took note of who they believed had crossed them in the election's aftermath, like Virginia Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears, who called Trump a liability and said she couldn't support him in 2024. Trump officials, just going through the article here, Trump officials worked privately to shore up the ranks, including reaching out to prominent allies to restate their support. As part of their push back to the criticisms, they enlisted one of the highest-ranking Republicans in Congress, Elise Stefanik, to offer her 2024 endorsement for Trump. Before he even announced, aides said others would soon follow suit. So this is at Politico. Trump is going to make this announcement despite his advisors. But let's go over to Vanity Fair. Rupert Murdoch, because this is the other thing in the news, how media outlets like Fox News are dumping Trump. As I said, dump Trump season. Rupert Murdoch knees Trump in the balls while he's doubled over coughing up blood. There's a headline for you. Real journalism there, Vanity Fair. The message from the Murdoch-owned New York Post, Wall Street Journal, and Fox News is clear. Pack your bags, B. You're done. Story here by Bess Levin, and this came out yesterday as well, the 10th. And they got a picture here of Rupert Murdoch looking all stern and serious, wrinkly. The last 36 hours have not gone great for Donald Trump, and despite being famously detached from reality, he seems to know it. This isn't all of assault on Trump here. If reports of him lashing out and blaming everyone around him for the midterm results are anything to go by. Yet while a sad Trump could once turn to the warm embrace of Rupert Murdoch's media empire to make him feel better about himself, that metaphorical bosom, or more accurately, team of professional fluffers, is no longer. I sense some sexual overtones here, undertones. In fact, it appears that, Vanity Fair, title of the magazine here. If, in fact, it appears that an unofficial memo has gone out to... Let me read that again. In fact, it appears that an unofficial memo has gone out to Murdoch-owned properties that the ex-president is only to be referred to as a has-been loser who... Why is Rupert Murdoch doing this? Hey, Rupert, why don't you just let Trump fall on his own face? How about that? Instead of telling people, the Wall Street Journal, Fox News, what they should think. But he wants them to refer to Trump as a has-been loser who couldn't win an election for deputy director of Mar-a-Lago Parks and Recreation Department. I'd like to see Rupert Murdoch run for president or for the director of Mar-a-Lago Parks and Recreation. How many votes would he get? Now, I mentioned this before. I'm an independent voter. I did not vote for Trump, but I do not like it when you've got government officials or people in the media going after Trump like this, or a candidate like this. When it's a really low blow and there's no reason for this. You can have your disagreements with somebody. You have a freedom of speech, freedom of debate. But this isn't the way you handle this. Take the Wall Street Journal. On Wednesday, there were no fewer than 6 anti-Trump op-eds, with one of them literally headlined, "Trump is the Republican Party's biggest loser." That piece, written by the Journal's notoriously conservative editorial board, noted that Trump, quote, has now flopped in 2018, 2020, 2021, and 2022. But he did, notice they're leaving something out here. Trump did win in 2016, didn't he? And has led Republicans into one political fiasco after another. I've talked about this before. You've got these people in D.C., whether they be Republican or Democrat, and I'll throw a few independents in there. You got people who go to D.C., they become part of D.C., they don't want to do a damn thing that's in the best interest of the American people because they want to be part of this club. And that's one thing I noticed about Trump's presidency. He wanted people to work. He wanted people to do the best that they could for the American people. Whether you like the guy or not, whether you think the guy is a jerk or not, doesn't matter. The fact is, he did some good things in office. Clinton did some good things in office. Getting back to the article, it suggests that this week's shellacking should be a wake-up call to the GOP before 2024, i.e. the party should oppose his much-teased third run for office. Well, they should. They should be backing Trump. He's going to be the strongest candidate. Now, there's a possibility that DeSantis could run, but honestly, somebody else mentioned this here on YouTube, that it would probably be in DeSantis' best interest to run in 2028, not 2024. And there's talk about Kamala Harris thinking about a presidential run. But Trump could win this thing if he got somebody like Candace Owens to be his vice president. I could see that. But it's going to be a rematch but you know what I think? I think that Trump knew this was going to happen with Biden coming out and loosely making this announcement at this press conference the other day that he will run again in 2024. I think Trump knew that was going to happen. Again, whether you like the guy or not doesn't matter. You have to admit, this is pure genius. Because the best thing you can do in a situation like this, when you're getting attacked by all sides, is back off Wait to make your announcement and come out fighting. Bigger, better, stronger than ever. That's the best thing you can do. Trump's got something up his sleeve. I guarantee you he's got something up his sleeve. Then there's the New York Post. On Wednesday, Trump's hometown tabloid ran a cover declaring his current arch nemesis, Ron DeSantis, the future of the Republican Party. Well, I don't think that Ron DeSantis is his arch nemesis. I think the media is trying to portray it that way. I think what Trump's trying to do is ruffle Ron DeSantis' feathers so maybe Ron DeSantis can get over to Trump's side. Apparently, though, he was just a warm-up for what they had in store today, which was a cover depicting Trump as the anthropomorphic egg, Humpty Dumpty, naturally headlined Trumpty Dumpty. There's a word you use every day, right? Anthropomorphic. I was just in an anthropomorphic mood today, and I thought I'd go out and get a cup of coffee. Anthropomorphic. Vanity Fair. For all things news, information, political, and sex. The accompanying story referred to the 45th president as Toxic Trump, dubbed him perhaps the most profound vote repellent in modern American history, and told him to scram. Another piece written by his one-time pal Piers Morgan noted, just read you a little snippet of this, there's no getting away from the cold, hard political reality that it was a surprisingly better night for the Democrats and President Biden than anyone, including them, expected. And the reason for this had little to do with anything they did, other than correctly bet that the issue of abortion rights would be a vote energizer for them, and everything to do with Trump's toxic stronghold on the GOP. So there you go. People voted because of abortion. That's why they voted. Because people love abortion. They just love abortion. Well, I think there are other things out there that people are worried about, like the economy, inflation. And people got to buy groceries. They got to eat. They got to put gas in their car. They got to get to work. They got to earn a paycheck. So I thought I'd share these two articles with you. Another one-take video. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said, if you did, you know what to do. You can also follow me at Instagram, #JasonComposes, because I write music in my spare time. Do this YouTube channel on the side. Or follow me at Twitter, Culture Confederacy at Twitter. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out. Stay safe, everybody. God bless this thing we call the United States. Y'all have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next time.